Hello everyone, Drifter here, travel fact checker. We're back again for another accessible travel. This time we're in Istanbul, the border between Europe and Asia, and we're talking about the public transport specifically. Can you use it without a companion, and how exactly do you go about it? First things first, I will be putting all the important links in the description, so make sure you check those out. That is how you get all the information, where to get your travel cards and things like that. But for now, we'll be getting right on to the transport. So what you have is the T1. This is a tram or a streetcar. The T1 is going to be completely accessible. As you can see on the picture here, they are very low, so you can get right on to the trams with your wheelchair, and all of the stations also have ramps to get up to them. And it runs from the Hagia Sophia Blue Mosque area up to the Taksim area, which is also where the tower is. Unfortunately, as I said in another video, it's not disabled friendly, but it is a nice area to chill out in. And also the other place I mentioned, the Dolmabahce Palace, the T1 also stops along this system here. The T2 and the T3, which you're seeing right now, are very old school, and unfortunately they are not disabled accessible. However, they do not go around the touristy areas. Unfortunately, if you have relatives that live in the residential areas, then that might be a problem, but we'll come to a solution for that a little bit later on. And then we have the T4. Now, this is not a low tram, but what it is there are ramps to get you up to the higher entrances on every stop, except for this one right here, subway stations. Also all accessible. Accessibility into the metro stations themselves is going to be done by lift and escalator, as most of them have those. I will show you the map as well, which is right here, and that will have all your information on there. We're talking about the buses now, and the only bus you need to think about here is the yellow buses. They are the ones that are disabled accessible. You go to the middle of the bus and there is actually a disabled button which you can press. Now what we're going to talk about is paying for these buses, and I would say get an IstanbulKart with a K. Now, machines to get that are going to be in the airport, in both of the airports that is, and most of the bus stations, most of the tram stations, and pretty much every metro station. You will read on the website that there is a free disabled travel ticket in Istanbul, and that also confused me a little bit, but I did some research, I sent some messages, and I found out that it is just for the people that live in Turkey, citizens of Turkey. For visitors, you will just have to pay normal fare, and as I said, the link is down below. Here's a quick little recap of all of those. Now, I've been dancing around the point here, and that is, if we're being honest, the easiest way to get around Istanbul is going to be in a taxi. However, it has to be the right taxi, and it also depends on your wheelchair, on whether it is foldable, how easy it's stored away, and of course, how easily you can get from the chair into the car. And of course, if you are on your own without a companion, you are in a lot of these situations, well, especially when it comes to taxi, going to be relying on the kindness of strangers. So this can feel a little bit vulnerable, and I do understand that it is not going to be ideal for everyone, but just so you know, you can do it, and it will be okay, because in all of my experience with Turkish people and the locals, they are always so friendly and so helpful, and they don't expect anything in return for it. So to sum up, it is a little bit of a difficult one to say. I did say that getting around by taxi is going to be the easiest. However, I think if you're not going to want to rely on strangers or the taxi driver themselves, then you are going to need a companion with you. But on the other hand, if you are just going to places that are on the public transport route, as in the T1, the T4, or the metro stops, then you don't actually need a companion for those, and you'll actually be able to do all of them yourself. Well, that is Istanbul transport in a nutshell, and I think we can say that it is, on the whole, pretty good. So we are going to give it 4 stars, because there's a little bit of room for improvement, but it is still very very accessible. Well, that's it for Istanbul public transportation. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been informative. I have some other videos here about Istanbul accessibility. I also have other cities. If there's any particular city you want me to do next, do drop it in the comments, or any questions. I will endeavor to help you. But for now, thank you for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.